are listening to the award-winning WHCM 88.3 FM Harper Radio, broadcasting from the Harper College campus in Palatine, Illinois. You are listening to Streaming Verse with Chris and Nina. Real quick before we get started, the thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees.
I don't see us.
Uh-oh, we're on.
I believe you. Okay. And if anyone's wondering what I meant by I don't see us, you can head over to YouTube Live, look for the Harper Radio channel, and go to live videos, and you should see us there live if you have that option in your life.
Yeah. Feel free to comment. Join in on the conversation. That would be great. We are listening to Oat Milk by DJ Double Dip, which is available on Bandcamp, Spotify, and Apple Music. I can't believe I actually remembered all of them.
That was awesome. Have you done the thoughts and ideas?
I did.
Okay. Good job.
I can't believe it.
We got this. We're feeling a little overconfident at the beginning of our show today. Setup went well.
Not a good sign.
Kicking off of the show. Exactly. It's downhill from here at this point, people.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. So once again, you're listening to Streaming Verse with Chris and Nina. We're going to start with what we've been watching. So Chris, what have you been watching?
I have been power watching You on Netflix. So I've never seen it.
Thanks for the reminder.
We have a future episode coming up here next month-ish. I'm not exactly sure when. We're having a schedule issue right now that it's internal, not for the show. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about You. So since I've never seen it, I started watching it. And I have to say, so far, my one bit of feedback on it is it is good. I am enjoying it. But I think about the actor's wife, and I'm hoping she's not watching it.
Oh.
Because I would be creeped out about who I was married to, because he is so creepy. Now, it's the same actor who was also in the original Gossip Girl.
Okay.
So, and he also wasn't awesome then either. Like, he's more of a stiff actor, but, you know, that goes really well when you're playing someone who likes to kill people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's really good. It is really good. It's just, like I said, it's creepy.
Yeah.
But I'm in season 2 now, so I'm going to be ready for our conversation. It's about the time it premieres, because season 3 is coming up in the next few weeks. That's what it is. Yes.
Nice.
How about you?
Well, this morning I actually watched Star Wars New Hope, which I know you've watched recently as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny because I don't think I've sat down and completely watched that movie from start to finish ever, which is really weird because if you know my family, we're like Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, like very, and was just a complete fake Star Wars fan. But I knew what happened because my brother and I used to play the Lego video games. So so you know the story. Yep, I had seen scenes from there, and also at Disney World, there's this ride, Star Tours, where it basically like takes you through the planets and kind of tells you a little bit about the storyline. So I knew more from there, and then I was like, oh, that's where that's from, and it was absolutely terrible. That's so funny. It's so interesting to watch, because I know I've seen clips of it, like actual real clips of it. Yeah. But it's crazy because, like, I watched the new Star Wars. Wow, I did not plan that. And I obviously really like them. And it's just insane to see, like, C-3PO, how strange he looks, and then to now. And I mean, my favorite part of New Hope is when it's still in the movie, they made a mistake. There's a stormtrooper running when a door opens in the Death Star, and he smacks his head on the ceiling. And it's so funny. And they left it in the movie because I don't know if they saw it. And it's the second stormtrooper to run in. You can, like, Google it. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Just that isolated clip. Yeah. But it's so funny to me. And it came on, and, you know, my whole family, we were watching it this morning, and my dad just laughed so hard. Like, that was the funniest part of the movie. Oh, my gosh.
Kind of like me with Jaws 3D.
Yeah.
that I was watching recently.
Yes.
I don't know if I talked about Jaws
You did.
last week. Yeah, but the Jaws 3D, I had to send Nina a clip of it because it was hysterical.
It was, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I did. I recommended everyone watch it so they can get a good laugh.
Yes.
You know, that is one of the things. The reason I watched it recently and Jaws was because of the podcast Blockbuster,
Yeah.
where they discussed it. And yeah, A New Hope, that was kind of slapped together to a degree. So I could see why they'd missed that, especially because back then editing was different than it is now.
Right.
It's not like digital. You can just go slide. We don't want that. It was,
Right.
okay, here's the reel to reel. We got to
Cut
cut
it.
that
Yeah.
out, put it back in. I used to do that with cassette tapes. I used to make
Oh my God.
my own mixtapes all the time for friends and family
Yeah.
and things like that. Well, when they would break, I was the one who would take them apart and put the tape in there just so that it could still play when it broke. I got
have-
really good at that.
Really? My mom has told me like stories about those, and it just seems so aggravating. Like, I don't know if I could handle that. We're so spoiled now.
Well, yeah, but now you deal with things where when you have to install something new or update software, it could take, you think it's going to take 5 minutes and it could take 2 hours. So it's just
Yeah.
you've traded differences of being stressed out.
That's true.
One of the other things I started watching was Mayor of Kingstown is back, season 2. And it's really interesting to see Jeremy Renner, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, with like it's like good. I'm kind of happy he made the season before he got hurt. Not to be selfish, but less for him to worry about type thing.
No, yeah.
You know, but apparently for the original, what's that called? Preview advertisement or
Yeah.
They were going to show his face more bloodied, and they took it off because of his accident. So yeah, that started, and it's just as gory as you think it would be if you're a Mayor of Kingstown fan. It's Kingstown fan. It's on Paramount Plus if you haven't seen it. It's really good, but it is gory.
Yeah, that's how I spent my New Year's Day. I opened my phone and I'm getting all these alerts, and it's like Jeremy Renner in critical condition, and I was like, no. This
Yeah.
is not how no, I'm not doing this. And then I kept like refreshing, and I'm like, I was freaked out because normally I hit those things like after the fact, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I keep refreshing, and then in my mind, because I have this arrow necklace that Natasha Romanoff wears
Aw.
in the movies as like a friendship kind of necklace thing towards him. So I like put it on, and I'm like, Jeremy Renner, please, you come on, man.
Positive thoughts.
I know, I'm like,
Positive thoughts.
Hawkeye, you can pull through this.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But he's home now, so.
Yeah, and if he is and this is just me, because I don't know how much is out there, but I do think potentially his pelvis was crushed.
Yeah.
And you can't weight bear
No.
with that. And so it might be a while. And I happen to, unfortunately, know someone else who's going through that right now.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a long road to recovery in that
Oh, yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is awful when you find out about something at the beginning because you
know.
keep refreshing. It's like, no. Speaking of that,
Oh,
and
no.
nothing
Oh,
to
yeah.
do with shows I've watched, although I did watch Call Me Kat last week, as always,
Aw.
because it lifts me up. They did discover Leslie Jordan's cause of death, and it was a cardiac dysfunction.
Interesting.
Basically, he probably, they kind of said it was a medical event or cardiac event. He had one artery was 80% clogged and another one 50% clogged. So he just had some type of cardiac
crazy.
event. And the sad part is he had made an appointment with a cardiologist. He hadn't gone yet. And they are backed up, as I can tell you from personal experience in
Yeah.
2022. So it
Oh
takes
my
a while to get
gosh.
in to see them sometimes.
That's horrible. Wow. Our shows, last week's show kind of took a turn, and now this. Okay, well, I'm going to pick it back up. I watched Country Comfort, which was on Netflix, and I started, exactly, what? I started watching it because it was 10 episodes.
Because you were channeling Ashley from Cross Country. That's why.
Oh,
No.
absolutely. And it's funny because I started watching it a couple days before we hung out. So,
Okay.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. but I don't know why I started watching it, because it was like sitcom-y, and I was like, yeah, I need something like that, because at the time I didn't have Harley Quinn. So I needed something.
Yes.
It's weird that I wind down to Harley Quinn, but we've already talked about the strange things we wind down to. So I was like, yeah, I'll watch it, and I thought it was going to be stupid, but it is stupid, don't get me wrong, but then it got like super deep, and I was like, ow. And then the last episode, I'm like crying. It was so sweet. And then, because they were singing the Rascal Flatts, God Bless the Broken Road, but it was like the whole thing, and I was like, then I cried myself to sleep. It was really good. I at times it was stupid and weird, but it was so cute.
But that's what you need. It's just release some,
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the reason why we have this show. It's because we enjoy watching things just for fun.
Exactly. So,
checking YouTube Live right now, where you can head over right now if you'd like, look for the Harper Radio channel and check us out. We've got Megan, who's our producer on there, and she watched Doggone with Rob Lowe on Netflix.
oh,
I think that was on. Yeah. And
like
the new
Rob Lowe.
Night Court, which I haven't seen yet, but I want to.
Night Court?
So Night Court was a show in the 90s, late 90s, with, I can't remember his name. It was Harry. He was the judge. He was this comedian. He was a stand-up comedian who ended up getting a TV show.
Okay.
And he was the night court judge. So, of course, it's a lot of prostitutes, the real people of the city type people. And so it was and you'd often have the same lawyers on each side of it.
Okay.
And that show ended, again, probably the 90s still. And there's a new one that came back, and it's called Night Court again. And this time the judge is, quote unquote, Harry's daughter, which is played by the person, and I cannot think of her name, but she was on, did you ever see The Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
The high squeaky voice, Bernadette.
Oh.
The woman who plays Bernadette is the judge, and she's playing Harry's daughter.
Nice.
And John Larroquette, who is in the original one, is in the new one.
That's so cool.
So those Night Court fans out there.
That's awesome.
Oh, and somebody else just said on here, hi, Mom. Your mom, not mine.
Oh,
She's been watching Abbott Elementary.
my mom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, no, we've been watching that together. Sorry, I had a moment. I was like, why is my mom in the chat right now? I understand. Yeah, Abbott Elementary is really good.
Yeah. I'm thinking about seeing it since they won.
Yeah.
And they won last year, earlier, like Emmys, I think.
Yeah. No, I definitely recommend it. It's like a sitcom situation. It's kind of like The Office and Parks and Recreation as well.
Mm-hmm.
If it, like that kind of like...
Fourth wall type.
Yeah. Yeah, like they bring a camera crew in.
Okay.
And so, they have like the camera goes on their face and they're just looking like so unamused at what someone just said. And that's like the funniest thing to me for some reason. But yeah, that's a great one to watch. All right, we're going to take a quick break and we will be back to talk about Miss Universe, which is going to be very interesting. So I would stay if I were you.
I would stay tuned for this one. It's not the conversation you think, well, it might be if you know us. But if you don't know us, it's not what you think it's going to be.
Regardless, stay tuned here on WHCM.
After the death of George Floyd, Bridget Floyd and other family members established the George Floyd Memorial Foundation in support of the Black community.
It's going to take more than just us as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to make a change.
Fight for racial justice for the Black community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Flip it over and crank it up with the B-side on WHCN.
Well, let her rip.
From 12 to 1 every Thursday, you'll hear tunes that don't get enough airtime. Album cuts, lesser-known artists, novelty records, and recommendations.
Groovy.
Listen to The B-Side with Matt Byrne, Thursdays 12 to 1. The B-Side, only on WHCM 88.3, Harper Radio. Radio done differently.
Boy, is he nuts.
Welcome back to Streaming Verse with Chris and Nina. quick reminder before we get started with this segment. I think it's very important. The thoughts and
Good
ideas.
call.
Thank you. The thoughts and ideas presented on this show are our own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees. So Miss Universe was Friday.
You want me to start with some good news?
Yes, please,
Okay.
please.
I'll start with some good news about Miss Universe. So, as pageants go that revolve around women parading their bodies around so people can judge them, this year they added mothers and married women. They are allowed to be in the competition.
I'm sorry. In the past, they weren't?
No. Oh, no. You had to be a miss. And there's a morality clause if you won. Oh, I have so much to share. And then right now the age limit is 28. So the oldest you can be to be in Miss Universe. Yes, there's a whole universe. Like technically although I'm a mother, but I'm still a miss. I was never married, but I'm too old. So somebody wants that change to be over that. And the other thing about Miss Universe that I'd say is a positive is it's currently owned by a transgender person.
Really?
Yes, which only shocks me because why are we supporting this at all? But I
Yeah.
digress.
Yeah. That's interesting, though.
So since you were shocked about the morality clause and the limits, I will share with you that in 1984, Vanessa Williams won Miss Universe and had to resign because there was nude photographs of her in the universe.
Are you...
While probably at the same time, some football player who was making a ton of money was doing all sorts of immoral things, but getting away with it because no one ratted him out. And they
Tom
didn't
Brady.
care because they were men. But women have to have morality clauses. There's even one for Miss Universe and Miss America, and I'm sure all of them, that they cannot smoke or party. I am not joking.
I hate this. I hate it. Literally all of my notes are just why. And I know I am the first person on this show to be like, oh, pretty women, you know, like,
Right.
and I understand that. But that is not why I like them, okay? They just also, like, I just need to put it out there. I'm not like, oh, I only like people because they're pretty. That's so hollow and judgmental, and I'm not like that, I promise. But I don't understand the concept. I understand people have fun. Well, no, actually, I don't understand if people have fun in pageants. Because if you lose, the entire point is, oh, well, I wasn't pretty enough, which then leads to a whole bunch of mental problems and eating disorders.
Yep.
And oh my god, it's grown-up toddlers and tiaras. Like, this isn't okay.
Correct.
None of it.
Now, the one thing I will say in support of it, because I was really thinking about this because I dislike it so
Yeah.
much. I was really thinking, because for every reason that you said, because as a kid, you know, I had limited access to what we were watching because we didn't have all the choices we have now. So when it was on, you watched Miss Miss America or Miss Universe, and you saw them walking around, and I just always knew it's like, yeah, that's not an option for me. But when I thought about it, like I think about football, which I also do not like football. I compare football to gladiators. There's owners, they bought these people and they're having them play against each other, and they don't care about their life after they get off the field.
Yeah.
Oh, you have issues now because you had so many concussions. Too bad you're uninsurable because you played football, and we don't have a medical plan for retired football players. So I think of it this, but men still do that because it's a way to get out of their circumstances. So while I don't like it, I do understand that many people use football to get out of their circumstances and potentially, have an income for themselves and their family.
Right.
So possibly we could think about Miss Universe, Miss USA, and these pageants the same way. These are ways like, hey, I want to be a announcer, because that used to be one of the paths, because you had to be pretty to be an announcer.
Oh.
You know, unlike now, like, you know, anybody can be in front of a camera.
Mhm.
So it was a career path for
Okay.
them. And women didn't have as many options because, of course,
Right.
women don't make money in sports. You know, women, back when all this started, you could be someone's secretary maybe, but once you got
Mhm.
married, you had to, quit to go raise your family. So when I think about it that way, it's still
Mhm.
archaic, but it's like, okay, I understand why this started.
Right.
I can give it some credit. But where it is now is the exact same place as football,
Yeah.
where we are pitting women against each other.
Mhm.
Where they're putting, I don't know if you do this as a dancer, but like they put Vaseline on their gums so they can smile and keep
Oh,
their
no.
smile.
No.
Yeah, they do that, those types of things. Even like for the suit line to do certain things, they're putting things there to make sure it stays taped up. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
so much work for beauty.
I know.
Why?
I mean, obviously, I could care less about fashion and how I look. I just want to be comfortable.
Right.
That I got from my mother. She wears sweatpants every day, and that's how I live my life, in my sweatpants and Crocs. And I could care less. It's not even just like women liking fashion and that like whole stereotype behind that, because that's great. If you like fashion,
Right.
that's great, but that's not what Miss Universe is. It's just literally women against women
Yes.
in the most brutal ways, and they're just like they don't look real. They're just parading around, and it's so
Yeah.
unnerving. And I was looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, okay, if anything, who made these dresses? Who did their makeup? Who did their hair? Who designed the dresses? Who sewed the dresses? Like, they should be getting the recognition,
Right.
right?
Right. Yeah. No, it's the same thing when, we've talked about, at least off the show.
Mhm.
I know we've touched on it before on the show when it comes to, the Oscars and the Golden Globes.
Mhm.
Why aren't we showing, the costume things? And I know
Exactly.
people thought it was boring, but it's like, no, it's really not.
No.
It might have been something that we didn't want to see when we didn't have the same access to the stars that we have now, but
Right.
we know what these people are up to now.
Right. Yeah.
I want to see the costume designers. I want to know, best score and learn more about that.
Mhm.
And this is things that people aspire to be. These are career choices for
Right.
people. We all know you can be an actor or actress.
Right.
Okay. Next,
Yeah.
what else can we be? One interesting fact that I found on this, and
Mhm.
like you mentioned, pitting women against women.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Peru in 2019, a video leaked of her partying. And so she had to give up her crown because, again, morality clause, no partying, no smoking, blah, blah, blah. You want to know who leaked the video?
One of them.
Miss Teen Peru. Because she was probably upset that this person got this, was doing this. So apparently she has been banned from like being able to participate in the future. But still, you've got this person banned and it's just petty jealousy type stuff.
Yeah.
But pitting women against women is the worst thing.
Yeah. I am all for women supporting women. I don't understand like what the point. I just genuinely don't understand what the point is. I understand what you were saying about getting out of situations and for financial reasons, but beyond that, I honestly could care less. And also, I had an issue just with the title, Miss Universe. But now that I know that there's all these rules, I know that, are they allowed to have transgender people participate?
There have been in the past, yes, and that's
Okay.
been changing. But no one's won. A transgender person hasn't won, but yes.
Okay.
One transgender person was in it, and I'm not going to get the details right, but I did read this, where they were in it, but then somehow got removed, but then 2 or 3, events later, they were in it, another transgender person, and they got up to like semifinals or something. So yes.
Interesting.
But I find these morality clauses just fascinating.
Yeah.
Especially as they're pointed against women. Women have been kicked out for being pregnant. They've gotten kicked out for being Like, one woman apparently was married, so she lied, said she was a miss, and that's what she got kicked out for.
Oh my
She
god.
did not, right, because, and I think it, again, and this Miss Universe, men get to watch that
Mm-hmm.
and go, this is something attainable for me. Mrs. Universe isn't. You know what I mean? If you're
Yeah.
married. And if you've already had children, well, who wants you?
Oh my god.
I'm saying this from like that,
yeah.
especially that old-fashioned standpoint,
know.
which hopefully we're moving against. And as you may have heard, and I know some other people may have heard, one of our ex-presidents used to own, I think it was Miss America, where he used to brag about walking into the dressing rooms. And again, that's treating women as property, which drives me crazy. And
Yeah.
also, objects, not
Yeah.
people, not human beings with thoughts and feelings and ideas of their own. And they're only doing this potentially, some of them may be doing it because they're being pressured into it. I think of those, what are the toddler and tiaras?
Toddler and oh my gosh.
That's all the parents.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the kids' free will.
And this is them grown up
Yeah.
to a degree. So it's while it may be their dream now, it was probably originally inserted upon them,
Yeah.
by a parent.
Yeah. Well, going to a not very serious point, because I knew this was going to be a very heavy topic, just because I know us. Going back to my title issue, it's called Miss Universe, right?
Yes.
So the winner could really feasibly be a cat. I mean, I know it's not in the rules, but like, you know how they have that like dog contest and like Thanksgiving, which I also have issues with, because how can you judge a dog's like
yeah.
I can't, that hurts my heart. How could you be like, no, you're not cute enough, you're done. Like, I can't do that. But why, like, where are the aliens? You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, I'm, like, ridiculous right now, but, like, I want to see, like, an elephant.
Oh, universe.
Yeah,
right.
go
It's
for
the
Miss Universe.
Correct.
People aren't the only people.
Right.
People aren't the only people in the universe. We're not the only life forms.
We're not the only mammals.
No. What about a flower? Sorry, I'm watching too much Harley
I'm
Quinn
going
and
to say
Poison Ivy.
no to the flower. I'm gonna
Okay.
have to say
That's okay.
because of, just like they can't walk on stage.
My cat Princess.
Your cat I'm saying no to the flowers, not
yeah,
the cat.
no. Princess would win. Or Belle, my dog Belle. She's got a nice little strut.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that I was not shocked by was with Miss Universe, who has won the most is people from the United States.
Yeah, that's...
And again, it's a judgment of beauty,
Mhm.
and who's judging them. Which I also was like, of course.
Yeah.
Now, in the past few years, it's more been Latina women or people, persons.
Yeah.
It's been women so far, but at some point we're going to get to persons.
Hopefully. I mean, if this thing has to keep going on.
At least they have better talents. It used to be, like, I remember one Miss America, the talent was, now it's a cool talent, don't get me wrong, but it's a bar trick. And it was when you can make music with glasses.
Oh, yeah.
And that was hers, and I was fascinated by this talent. Or doing plates on sticks and stuff like that. Now apparently they have some more substantial talents.
Oh.
But before it was more like a party trick. It wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily, it was something cute that was not threatening as a talent. I mean, I want to see the auto mechanic. I want to see the woman who says, my talent is I can rebuild an engine.
Yeah. Like, show me how to fix my computer. Like, come on. You would win right there.
Exactly.
Oh, my God. Oh, boy. All right. Well, that was aggravating.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back to talk about travel. Are we talking about that?
We can. I didn't prepare for travel, though.
Oh. Okay.
But I can talk about anything. We
Well-
could also talk about the SAG Awards a little bit. I only
Yeah.
have one thing to say about that, but I can do that.
Okay. We'll be
Okay.
back to talk about stuff in a second. Stay tuned.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
I'm Tim.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Eric.
And you are listening to the award-winning WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees.
Celebrating 20 years on air at Harper College.
You want to know the best part about that promo?
What?
That was filmed I think it was a Thursday before the shutdown of the pandemic.
Oh my gosh.
Because we had an event here celebrating 20 years, and those were 3 people who used to be DJs here at WHCM. And so I had them on air for the 20th anniversary while we were having a party out in the in the area in front of the student what's it called?
Engagement?
Student engagement group. I'm losing my words right now. And then someone took them downstairs, put them in the recording booth, recorded that promo, and it was on air. So that's just awesome.
That's amazing.
So a couple comments here, because if you were listening to Streaming Verse here on WHCM with Nina and Chris, we are also on YouTube Live. Just look for the Harper Radio channel and go for YouTube Live. And we got a couple comments here. So Megan is also wearing her sweatpants right now and enjoying it. So she thumbs up to the sweatpants wearing. And she said, it's sad to say, but there are flower shows and judgment on them as well. And we've just broke.
I don't like it. I don't
Nina's
like judging
heart.
things. I can't even choose. Someone asked me once who my favorite Disney princess was, and I cried. I cried because I felt bad. Because I can't.
For my nutrition class. So I'm taking a nutrition class right now. And of course, everything online, it's all these virtual introducing yourself things.
Oh, God.
And because it's nutrition, what's your favorite meal and what's your favorite food and your favorite restaurant? I don't have favorites. I don't. I like this, I like that, but I don't have a favorite.
No, I can't.
And so I was just like, no, I don't do that. And I don't know why, I just don't. I don't have a favorite restaurant. I mean, whatever easiest, let's go there. That's fine.
Right.
That's the way I am. Okay. I mean, I have some I like, don't get me wrong. I just don't have a favorite.
I can't choose one. I can narrow it down to like 25, but not for restaurants, but like in general of like favorite things.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I feel too bad. Okay, what am I not going to like?
The flowers, they're judged.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't like that.
The flowers are being judged. Everything's being judged.
Don't judge the flowers.
I'm sorry, I'm going to write that one.
Don't judge the flowers. Don't, why? I mean, I know we sit on this show and we're judging TV shows. We're ripping apart Grey's Anatomy. I know that. And I'm sorry. But don't judge the flowers. They have feelings. And I know that I sound insane right now. But if you can talk to a plant and it can scientifically grow better when you're nice to it, you do not get to judge a flower.
It's true. You're hurting its feelings.
I don't want to hurt them. I don't like it. Why did you tell me that?
Because Megan wrote it.
How dare you, Megan?
I see it. Your uncle's not here today, by the way.
I'm starting a petition.
Wait, okay, if you're going to start a petition, you should go against Miss Universe before you get rid of the flower competition.
That's true, but sometimes you got to start small.
That's true. teeny.
Oh my god. I've lost it.
So your father apparently has a favorite restaurant, Mama Melrose?
Oh, yeah. That's in Hollywood Studios in
Yes.
Disney World. Mm-hmm. It's right across from Muppet Vision 3D.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Mm.
Muppet Vision.
Yeah. That's
And food.
exactly what we do. And we get there like 5 hours early because we end up eating dinner at like 12 because we refuse to wait because it's so good.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
One of the things that was mentioned in the tweet, you can follow us at streaming_verse on Twitter, Instagram, and you can also find us on
IMDb and Letterboxd.
I was wondering, do we want to get a MySpace page or a Facebook page?
MySpace?
It would just be fun. We could go retro.
Chris?
No. I know what I just said, but it would be interesting just to see who was there. I've suggested it for the station too.
Oh my god, if we go... I mean, like Facebook... Okay, I know people on... I'm on Facebook. But yeah. MySpace? I say let's do it. I want to know. I want to know who's on there. Who's on MySpace right now? Because I think I did get one for some like Taylor Swift, like competition or something. They were like, put in your MySpace account, and I was like, for like extra entries or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't have one, but I'll make one. And I think I went on it once, and that was it. Yeah, no, we have to do that.
Okay.
That's really funny.
So, speaking of our socials, if you are following us, you saw that there might be mention of like SAG Awards versus Golden Globes. I have one.
Okay, I'm going to Google the difference right now.
No, just meaning one person because Brendan Fraser, he won the SAG Award for The Whale. Everyone in Hollywood is like so proud of him for this work of art that he did. He was in a bunch of movies when he was younger in the early 90s.
Cheers. No. Oh my god, you just said Fraser. Stop. I hate myself. I hate that I just said that.
I was wondering where Cheers came from.
I don't
I'm
know.
like,
It's because I watched Frasier and Cheers around the same time.
Yeah.
So
well, one was a spinoff of the other, so it makes sense.
Oh, okay.
You're good on that part.
Just ignore that I opened my mouth. It's fine.
But have you seen him?
Yeah.
What was it though? Where you saw?
I saw both Cheers and Frasier.
No, Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser. That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, he was in The Whale, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought you saw him in something else.
No.
Okay, you just got
sorry.
lost on the other. Okay, I was trying to bring you back in. Get back. Okay. He was in Encino Man, which I loved.
Okay.
Which is really funny because that movie distributed in other countries. They can't call it Encino Man because no one knows what Encino is. Like California Man.
What?
You did you ever see Encino Man?
No.
He plays a caveman who was reanimated, like the ice defrosted and he came back to life.
Oh. Nice.
So Encino Man meaning Encino from California. It's like an area in California.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. Now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in other countries, it's California Man. But anyway,
that makes sense.
He also was, took a step back from Hollywood for several years, which is why I think everyone is really happy about him being in The Whale, because supposedly your mom said The Mummy. He was also in The Mummy.
Oh, I've never seen that, but I went on the roller coaster.
See?
Yeah.
You got it now.
See, I do things backwards.
Yeah. But apparently he was the victim of some sexual abuse with Hollywood.
Oh my god.
The predators who were after, some of the women are also Oh, that's another thing I watched. She Said. I didn't watch it.
Oh my god, my mom and dad watched that. And they were like, "Do you want to watch it?" And I was in my mind, I'm like, "Yeah, I want to watch it." But it was like it was like a time like late. Like it was like kind of like coming home after the show.
Right.
And I was like, I'd rather just sit here and mindlessly play Minecraft. So I did do that. But I do want to watch it.
Uncle Jeff is here. He made a comment to let me know he was there. He was just laying low.
Oh, hi.
But anyway, yeah, so it's kind of nice to see him coming back because he was impacted by that.
Mhm.
Apparently, there's a lot of men who have their own stories
Yeah.
of what happened with them in Hollywood, and apparently he was one of them.
Yeah.
You know,
you don't hear a lot about that.
No, because the stigma
Yeah.
around all that, which is sad. But he is also Brendan Fraser is also in a series on HBO,
Mm-hmm.
Doom Patrol. Yes, I remember.
You got
He's
it.
so good in that. So there's our talk on the SAG Awards.
No, I did not just do that.
Did your
Oh.
chopstick just die?
No, I hit it so hard that it shut off, and then I hit it again, and it turned back on. So it's back. Because it wouldn't turn on, and then I hit it, and then it...
Maybe I should do that with mine, like throw it somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's not working on my other one.
Okay.
Okay.
I like the glowy lights over there. So we're really getting excited about our trip because we are finalists in the IBS Awards, Intercollegiate Broadcasting
System?
S's. I know.
Not irritable.
Irritable bowel syndrome, but
Yeah. My bad.
medical.
Medical. Yep.
So we have been nominated for, we are finalists, top
Yes.
5 finalists for Best Video Talk Show.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to New York City, so we're so excited.
Yeah.
So Blast from the Past. Good one. Your mom brought that one up. Blast from the Past is so good with Alicia Silverstone. So
I don't think I've seen it.
yeah, he lives underground because his parents think like during the Cold War when everyone had bomb shelters from like the 60s to the 80s he's underground.
Oh my gosh.
And then he comes out in
It's
the
like
80s.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Except for it was before that.
Right.
I just want to point
Right.
that out.
Yeah, no, but we are definitely getting ready to travel.
Yes.
We are scouring my house for a authentic birth certificate of mine for TSA pre-check. And apparently I have to do an interview, and I'm so scared.
Are you getting global?
No.
The global ID?
No.
I didn't know you had to do that for just TSA pre-check. Oh.
Yeah. So I'm freaking out.
Yeah, the interview's nothing.
I know, but like I just look guilty. So I'm always scared I'm going to get arrested. Like I don't do anything. Like I swear I don't do anything, but I just I don't know.
But that's so cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen because I mean if they're both on the live, I don't think they found it, but I'm going to look through my desk and hope because it has to be like certified.
Do you have an ID to get on the plane?
Yeah.
You have but like your driver's license, is it a
It has
real
the
ID?
star,
Okay,
yeah.
mine doesn't.
Oh.
I went to go get it. My paperwork was too old.
Oh my god.
Well, I have a passport, so it doesn't matter. I mean, it'll be on my passport, but it's like I have to get a new driver's license again. Like mine expired during the pandemic, and so by the time I went to get it, it was this whole thing and didn't work. But I need a new passport too, so that'll be good enough for that.
Yeah.
What were you talking about the interview? Oh,
yeah.
Did I ever tell you about my issue when I came back with border control when I came back in the country one time?
No, I don't think so.
I had this horrendous journey one time, and this is why you should have global ID. Like, and TSA is the same. So when I got my global ID, I also have the TSA is part of it, and that's why I had to have the whole interview. So this last trip, when I'd already applied for global ID, I didn't have it yet. So I'm just a normal person, traveling at this point. So I'm coming back from England, and I am just checking my bags. So I'm just talking to an agent from the airlines. She's like, can I ask you a few questions? I'm like, sure, ask me a few questions. What did you do on your previous trip here? I went to Ireland. How did you travel there? Like, where did you rent your car? I didn't drive a car. I was on a bus. Oh, and she asked me a few other questions. And then finally I go, I was part of a tour group.
Yeah.
How did you find out about this tour group?
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, my mom? She's like, well, where's your mom? I go, my mom lives in England.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the connection. Okay, you're free to go. And I'm like, what was that?
Oh, my God.
Little did I know that's only the beginning of my trip. So then I go through the baggage check, you know, when you, like TSA type stuff. I don't know if it's TSA everywhere or that's where I always get confused. Anyway, well, they wanted to go through my luggage then. So this is what I'm carrying on because he says he sees liquids. I know there's no liquids. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
We went through everything in my bag, and it was a little jar of what's called brandy butter, which is a solid.
You told me about this. Yep.
So, okay, pack everything back up. And then I get back in the country, and the Border Control agent has my passport in hand and says, come with me.
Oh, gosh.
And the one thing I know about international travel, if you're not past them and they have your ID, you are in no man's land. So I had to go back to this other room, and they're like, sit here. And you're just like, what am I doing? What is happening? And then 5 minutes later, they come back out and go, here's your passport. And they just let me go. And of course, at that point, you're not asking questions. You just want to get back in the country at that point. So when I went for my interview, I told him about this. And they're like, it's your name. My name is Chris Smith.
Yeah.
So I could be Christine Smith, Christopher Smith, Christy Smith.
Oh.
Any version of all these things. And so that makes me more of a risk in terms of people using that name for nefarious things. Yes.
Interesting. That's so weird.
Yeah. So I have my global ID and I will have it forever.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
But yeah, that's all my interview was. My interview was like 2 questions.
Yeah.
Because they do this thorough background check on you.
Right.
And then I just said, so can you explain to me why this happened? He goes, it's your name.
Yeah. Interesting. I just don't. I was talking to my dad about this on the way here. I was like, I get so freaked out about stuff like this because I don't like talking to someone knowing that they're judging me. This goes with the topic.
True, yeah.
But like, that freaks me out. Like job interviews, that freaks me out.
Yeah, I could see that. And trust me, I was a little nervous showing up, but I'm saying after the fact it was because they've already done all the heavy lifting.
That's true.
They already do a thorough background check on you.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Like I have nothing to hide. I don't know why I always get so nervous.
It was so funny. I had like Norton security, so it also has like the LifeLock on it. This was like a couple of years ago. And something came up. It's like there was a warrant out for my arrest. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And then it was North Carolina. And this is during the pandemic. And I'm like, I haven't even been to North Carolina for years and years and years.
Oh, my God.
What is this? And then I'm just like, I'm all nervous. And then I'm thinking, wait a minute. I had a background check. If I had a warrant out for my arrest, someone would have told me type thing.
Oh, my God.
I end up calling because it's in North Carolina. I end up calling about it. It was from like 1991. And I'm not joking. This is insane what it was for. It's because I hadn't renewed my driver's license.
Wait, there was actually a warrant out for your arrest?
It's expired now. Like it isn't.
Oh my
but
God.
It was some old thing in some system, and they do put a warrant. Yeah.
That's
it's like
crazy.
here the same thing. If you don't get your car, the license, the sticker, or if you don't get your emissions test, there's technically a warrant on you.
That's
so it's
crazy.
not treated like you're a criminal,
right?
But if the cops pull you over, you are in trouble. Like, yeah. But
that's
yeah,
crazy.
so that's when the lady called me. She goes, when I was talking to the lady in North Carolina, she goes, I hate LifeLock. People are always calling about stuff like this. This is ridiculous. And I'm like, I can see why. This is from the 90s.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so funny. That is too much. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break for some promos and PSAs, and we will be right back.
What if I could tell you that a full-blown wildfire was going to occur tomorrow, right where you live? Tell you exactly which neighborhoods it would engulf and how fast it would do it. The first thing you would do is talk with your loved ones and make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a wildfire will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you make a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
88.3 FM, Harper College.
Well, I don't know what happened there, but you are listening.
Whoa!
Oh, sorry. What did it...
Either you're so clear or my headsets are on too much.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just woke Chris up now.
I think that's it. That's probably the best. It's it's almost 8 o'clock. I know. It's time for bed.
I know, right? Okay, sorry. I did go a little fast there. You are listening to the award-winning WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. I need to be more quiet when I start talking. You're listening to Streaming Verse with Chris and Nina.
Your mom was detained and kicked out of Canada?
She was. So whenever Canada comes up, she's like, no. She freaks out. She doesn't sound like that, but she's just like, oh no, I'm not going to Canada because I was kicked out of Canada. And it's a really straightforward story, but when you just say, oh yeah, I was kicked out of Canada,
right? Yeah, it's dramatic.
Everyone's like, ma'am, and it's like my mom, like,
right?
It's the same thing. Like, what has she done?
Right,
nothing. She was going to do a job as a dancer, and they didn't give her a work visa.
Okay.
So she got there, and then they put her in a room, interrogated her, and I guess they would only let her eat yogurt, I think. I may be remembering that wrong, but I do remember yogurt being in there somewhere. And then she just flew back home and she read an entire book. That's what I know.
Okay.
And she's never been to Canada since, and I don't think she ever will.
Yeah, I have to say, when I was in that room,
mm-hmm.
I was thinking, what do I have in my luggage? Are they going to go through everything? Is the brandy butter going to be too much?
Brandy butter?
I love brandy. I have a butter thing.
I know.
It's funny. I don't even eat that much bread because I'm gluten-free, so I can only eat certain things. But I definitely love my Butterbell, my brandy butter.
Oh, my God. I love it.
So we will be back next week.
Yes.
Talking about things.
Yes.
We're going to be working on that calendar this weekend, so we're all up to date.
We are. Yes, we are.
But some fun and exciting shows that are coming back. Oh! I had a weird announcement, but I didn't even verify it yet, but I have to do this.
Okay. So some shows that are coming up.
Yeah, talk.
Let's see. RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 15, Episode 4, Supersized Snatch Game, is premiering tomorrow, which is very exciting. I still need to catch up on a bunch of seasons of RuPaul.
So I was flipping through my phone, and I was looking for a specific app, but then saw an app I've never seen on my phone. And it's called MGM Plus. And my first thought is what is this app doing on my phone? I did not download it and got all freaked out. It's Epix. They've changed their name. So if you are subscribed to Epix, it is now MGM Plus. Don't freak out. But why they had to change that name?
Yeah, you'd think you'd get a notification or something.
And I maybe did, but didn't pay. Because they send so many silly emails.
That's
which
true.
You will now see. HBO, this is what's coming this week. This is what's coming next week. And I just delete.
Yeah. I get those from our IMDb account all the time.
Yes.
They're here's what you should watch.
Yes, I get them from my account.
And I'm like, how about I be the judge of that? Thank you.
Don't tell me what to do.
I know. God, it's so rude.
I think the sound thing was also these headphones.
They're not
going
great.
In and out, yeah.
And they fall off my head. So, yeah.
Oh, so that was a big announcement that I wanted to have.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. A Million Little Things, which feels like hasn't been on in a million little years, is back in 20 days, which I am excited about, but I'm also bored with now because it's been gone for over a year.
Yeah.
I can only hold interest for so long.
I get that.
Outer Banks is coming back. Did you ever watch Outer Banks? It's on Netflix.
No. Oh my god. I dropped my...
And I'm excited about because From is coming back, which is on MGM Plus now, but not for another 90 days. From is really exciting. It's these people get trapped in this town.
Oh, I think you told me about that.
Yeah, I've talked about it before. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm writing that down. From. I'm going to be like, why did I just write from?
I know, it just says from. From where? To where?
From
what?
Yeah. That's what I do. All right.
Don't forget you can watch Mayor of Kingstown coming up.
Yes.
Any second now. Like tomorrow, tonight, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're back. I'm having trouble with my lightsaber chopsticks. Yeah. Make sure, I don't know, I had something in my head to say and it's gone.
It left you.
It's gone. Make sure you tune in next week for topics we will soon figure out.
Yes.
Have a great dinner.